Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you here. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you are a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flex golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. And hopefully some of you recognize those words from Shel Silverstein. I saw you nodding. Welcome to Horizon Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Lisa Casto. My pronouns are she, her, hers. This is where we embrace curiosity with open minds and hearts. I'm serving as your worship associate this morning, and accompanying me this morning is our lovely and talented Elliot Nadel. Whose pronouns are he, him, his. Whether you're joining us online or in person, we're excited to have you join with us this morning in our time of worship and curiosity. Whether you're a first-time visitor or you've been here for years and years, we are always glad to have you with us. Here at Horizon, we accept people of all diverse faiths, beliefs, and backgrounds. Whoever you are, whoever you used to be, whoever you aspire to become. We hope you can find meaning and fulfillment in our shared time together. If you can spare the time and social battery, please be our guest. This is a great day to come visit because it's potluck in the fellowship hall. And if you didn't bring anything, no problem, because we always have plenty of food and we have great chefs, cooks, people that help in the kitchen. It's a wonderful experience, so please join us. And there is coffee too. As a community, we want you to feel heard. We do so through the sharing of joys, sorrows, and concerns. You're welcome to fill out a joys and sorrows slip in the pockets of the chairs, the back of the chairs, or on the joys and sorrow table in front of the sanctuary, which is right here. If you feel so moved, you may also choose to light a candle. And there is a little table out by the welcome desk that has slips and a bowl to put them in. As we prepare to embark on this morning's time of wisdom, please be courteous for others and yourself by turning off your cell phone and electronic devices or setting them to silent and placing them aside for the duration of the service. Be here now. Before we begin worship, we have a few announcements, which are also in your order of service, and I'm just going to draw your attention to a couple. Horizon on Tap is this Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Truck Yard in the Colony. Join us for refreshments and fellowship. It is a very good time, so I'd love to see you there. We also have a starting point class coming up, September 21st and 28th. So you can learn more about UUism in the Horizon Library. And let me just say, I followed a tour once, and it was amazing. I feel like I've been here for 30 years, and I probably need to do that class. Please visit, there's a little URL in your order of service. And do register. This is not a drop-in thing because they do a lot of preparation. Class size is limited. We also have a Maybon celebration coming up September 20th at 7 p.m. here. Join the Horizon Pagans to celebrate the autumnal equinox. And we're all ready for that autumnal thing, right? Please bring a dish to share and a chair and or a blanket. And I'm happy to introduce Kent Darwin, who's going to tell us about this amazing art that came up in our sanctuary magically over the weekend. So,
good morning. Had a good time last night hanging the art with the artist. Her name is Tara Hall. The last name is spelled Holl. And she's our featured artist who is a teacher, a student, as well as an artist. She is a gifted in over 20 different medium of art. I've never seen or heard anyone that diverse in art as she is. She is known nationally and internationally as an artist and also as an instructor. So to get more feel for who she is, please read the newsletter and be sure to click on here. And also her full bio is in the back of the sanctuary. I just got a call before I came in. She's in a traffic jam. But she will be here before the service ends. She will be in the back of the sanctuary after the service for you to be able to meet and greet her. Thank you very much.
Our call to worship this morning is from Katie Kandrarian Morris. O God of many names, the personal and the mysterious, we have come to a quiet time, an interior place, a place for the deepening of spirit, the enrichment of soul. We seek to know ourselves by knowing you. Let us have the courage to sit in the unknowing, to look for the answers, even if they are to sit with our own questions, to be willing to be authentic with ourselves, to be ready to bring our face to the world. Let us be willing to know others by welcoming their genuine features, by welcoming them into the world, by appreciating the beauty that comes from seeing wholeness and truth. Let us sit in that quiet depth.
Our chalice lighting this morning is from Betts Winicky. May this flame, a symbol of transformation since time began, fire our curiosity, strengthen our wills, and sustain our courage as we seek what is good within and all around us. Please join me in our affirmation. Love is the doctrine of our church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, hymn number 343 in the gray hymnal, Firemist and a Planet, and the lyrics will be there.
A firemist and a planet, a crystal and a cell, a starfish and a saurian, and caves where ancients dwelt. The sense of law and beauty, a face turned from the sod. Some call it evolution, and others call it God. Haze on the far horizon, the infinite tender sky, the ripe rich tints of cornfields and wild geese sailing high, and over high and lowland the charm of golden trod. Some people call it autumn, and others call it God. Like tides on crescent sea beach, when moon so new and thin, into our hearts high yearnings come dwelling, surging in. Come from the mystic ocean, whose rim no foot has trod. Some people call it longing, and others call it scarlet God. A century lone and frozen, a mother's start for brood, and Socrates' dread hemlock, and Jesus on the rood, and millions who, though nameless, the straight-horn pathway trod. Some call it consecration, and others call it God.
Well, if I have any young folks or people young at heart, I have a couple of questions today, and I would love you to sit in the front, and if you don't, I'll still find you. No worries. First, we're going to be starting with this lovely, lovely story. Hello, friends. Just have a seat up here. Our story today is called Wonder Walkers, and it's by Misha Archer. Okay, let's get started. Wonder walk? Sure. Is the sun the world's light bulb? Is fog the river's blanket? Do mountains have bones? Are forests the mountain's fur? I wonder. Me too. Are trees the sky's legs? Are branches the tree's arms? Is dirt the world's skin? Are roots the plant's toes? Do caves have mouths? Are shells the shore's necklace? Is the ocean the world's bath? Are rivers the earth's veins? Is the wind the world's breathing? Is rain the day's tears? Is the moon the world's nightlight? I wonder. Me too. Well, I hope you liked that book. It was really, really short, but I wondered how you liked the questions in the book. Did you like them, or did you think they were silly? What do you think? They're crazy, yeah, they're silly. What else do you think? Well, I'll tell you what, did they make you think a little bit maybe? It's like, you know, because I think we have some no's, and then we have some yeses, and I don't know, I thought they were very poetic, you know what I'm saying, very pretty. Anyway, well, I love this book because it's all about questions, and today's worship service is all about asking questions. And questions are important for us as Unitarian Universalists. In this faith, we get to decide our own spiritual, individual paths. And questions help us deepen our spirituality by opening up new ways to look at things. And as progressive, liberal people of faith, questions aren't seen as a threat. They're actually welcome. They're a sacred tool we use to keep us engaged with life's wonder and mystery. And our faith isn't set in stone, you know, or dictated by a holy book or one certain historic figure from the past. It's what we call a living tradition. It keeps us open and responsive to the world and the changes that happen within it. And questions provide the means to continue our journey of faith our entire lives. Can you imagine that? When you're my age, you're still asking questions. Because you know what? There are always more questions to ask. Well, I thank you for your listening today, and you might notice that maybe I have my swimsuit underneath here, and some of you are ready to go outside. So today is our Back to Church celebration, which we call Back to School Splash Day. If you are 12 and under, you're going to be meeting me in the lobby to get your instructions. And if you are part of our Coming of Age class, and I see some of the kids here today, Coming of Age 2026 is starting today. And teens, you will be going to the portable building number 8. They've got a breakfast for you, and it should be lots of fun. And then after you're done, come take a couple trips down this water slide, okay? All right, so everybody's got their directions. Remember, younger people are meeting me in the lobby. Teens are going to the portable. Let's go ahead and sing you out to your places. Let's go.
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart justice as you go your way in peace, as you go your way in peace.
So, this is the time that we take up the offering to support the work of our church, but we also support the work in our community. And every month we support a new community organization. This month we'll be supporting Caring Pathways of Carrollton, and I'm happy to introduce Jan Kelsey to tell you a little bit more about it.
Thank you. I'm Jan Kelsey. I'm the founder of Caring Pathways of Carrollton, and my son Ian here is the impetus behind starting Caring Pathways. I worked in Carrollton Farmers Branch as a teacher, special ed teacher, moved kind of on up into special ed administration. And when I retired and I was trying to find a program for Ian when he aged out of the school system, there was nothing in our community that met his needs that I felt was an appropriate place for him to go. I knew that, excuse me, that the students that we'd worked so hard to teach over the years had many skills and could continue learning, and so many of the programs that were out there, although there were very few, really kind of had them sit and do nothing. And I knew that they could do more. So I opened Caring Pathways along with several of my friends that had also retired from Carrollton Farmers Branch and special ed, and we now provide a day program. We're open Monday through Friday from 7:45 to 3:30 for the clients. And we do a lot of activities. We continue teaching them some self-help skills, independent skills. And our program is unique in that when I was trying to find a program for Ian, there were more choices. The higher functioning someone was, the more skills they had, the more there was in our community to serve them. And the ones that needed greater support, it was always encouraged that, well, we'd love to have them, but, find someplace else. And so Caring Pathways really opened the door for clients that need assistance. A lot of our clients need help with toileting. Some of them need help with feeding. They need help with all sorts of activities, and we provide that. We have a wide range of abilities. We also have higher functioning clients that come to our space. When parents walk into Caring Pathways, usually their jaws drop. If they'd been to another day program, and then they walk into ours, they're like, I didn't know a place like this existed. It's bright, it's open. We would love for you to come and visit anytime. People don't have to sign up, our door's open. And I just love the response I get from parents, because not only do we supply or do we offer a quality program for the clients that come there, but this is a huge support for families. Because you can imagine, my son is 34 years old. If I didn't have a program, he would be at home with me 24 hours a day. That would not be good for him, and it would not be good for me. Both of our mental health, I think, would suffer after that. But there really is so little in our community. And Caring Pathways, the kids come in, and I call them kids. Mostly they're adults. Most of our clients are in their 20s and 30s. We have a few in their 40s, and our oldest client is actually 66 now. And we've got our pictures going here. We do take the clients out into the community as much as possible. We have been limited until now to take them out within walking distance because we haven't had a form of transportation. But recently a woman donated her minivan, which helps with some of the clients. We can't take our clients that are in wheelchairs, and we can only take a few clients at a time. So that's kind of our Band-Aid until we're able to fund a shuttle, which we've been working on. And we opened in January 2020, just in time to close for COVID. And then we reopened in June, and we've been open ever since. And we would love for you to come and visit us and see what we're all about. Is that my 5 minutes?
So thank you to all who give and pledge online. If you write a check, just in the subject line, put Caring Pathways or Share the Plate. You can designate if you go online to the Share the Plate. So if you would like to give online, you can do so on the Breeze app or online at horizonuu.org/donate. The offering will now be joyfully given and received. Thank you, people, for your generosity.
child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time, daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
We go about our daily lives understanding almost nothing of the world. We give little thought to the machinery that generates the sunlight that makes life possible, to the gravity that glues us to an earth which would otherwise send us spinning off into space, or to the atoms of which we are made and on whose stability we fundamentally depend. Except for children who don't know enough not to ask the important questions, few of us spend much time wondering why nature is the way it is, where the cosmos came from, whether it was always here, if time will one day flow backward and effects precede causes, or whether there are ultimate limits to what humans can know. There are even children, and I've met some of them, who want to know what a black hole looks like, what is the smallest piece of matter, why we remember the past and not the future. How is it, if there was chaos early, that there is apparently order today, and why there is a universe? In our society, it's still customary for parents and teachers to answer most of these questions with a shrug or an appeal to vaguely called religious precepts. Some are uncomfortable with issues like these because they so vividly expose the limitations of human understanding. But much of philosophy and science has been driven by such inquiries. An increasing number of adults are willing to ask questions of this sort, and occasionally they get some astonishing answers. Equidistant from the atoms and the stars, we are expanding our exploratory horizons to embrace both the very small and the very large.
Ask my parents, and they'll tell you I had a big imagination growing up. I was a curious kid who loved asking questions and exploring many different topics, and I still do today. Ever since my earliest memories in preschool, I always loved asking questions, the simple and the complex. I often wondered if adults thought the same things I did, or if they had already thought of everything, or simply never questioned it at all. I'm now 17 years old, and I take pride in the fact that I know everything. Just kidding. I take pride in the fact I don't shy away from my ability to question things that others, to my knowledge, don't. You see, us humans have been asking questions for centuries. Ever since there was language, there were questions, and lots of them. Some people in history have even become notable for asking questions nobody else has. I think I was about in the first or second grade when I was fascinated by the question of if ghosts are real. I remember watching videos on the internet about ghost stories, ghost sightings, Slenderman, and the Rake. When my mom found out about my curiosity, she only fueled my interest in the paranormal. We played with an Ouija board and candles. We visited the graveyard several times, and even stayed up till 3 a.m. to try to talk to spirits. During my time at a summer daycare, I met one of my closest childhood friends through my shared passion. We exchanged our findings, did more experiments and attempts to catch a ghost in real time. We bonded over a passion for the paranormal, and in my quest to find out if ghosts were real, I experienced so many fun and engaging experiences I would not have had before, and even made a close friend. In my experience, we often ask questions that we don't know because we don't know where they will take us. Are there aliens out there? That question has taken us further into space than we could have ever imagined. How exactly does quantum physics work? That question has led us to observe and think about particle behavior differently than we have before. Different types of questions serve different purposes too. There's open-ended questions, clarifying questions, leading questions, hypotheticals, and more. Each one has unique purposes, eliciting different types of information, and each is a different form of communication. Knowing which question to ask to achieve the right outcome is undoubtedly an important skill. Most of the time, the right question in any situation can be very different depending on where you want the conversation to go. In professional debates, asking the right question is so important, just a few precise questions can outline your opponent's weaknesses. The same goes for relationships, business, your community, your friends. Finding the right questions when you need them isn't always easy, but when you do find them, you get just a little bit closer towards discovery. The types of questions we ask also change as we grow up. When you're a toddler, you ask questions and point to things because you're curious about the world around you and you want to learn things. In your teenage years and your adolescence, you ask questions to figure out who you are and where you belong. In your 20s, many people ask what they want to pursue for the rest of their life. In your 40s, you may start to wonder how you want to make a difference in the world. And as you grow old, you may look back at your journey and ask whether you're satisfied with the life you lived. By asking questions and exploring ideas, people from our past have changed how we view and approach the world. Galileo asked if the sun really moved around the earth instead of us being at the center. Isaac Newton asked why things fall to the ground. Thomas Edison wondered if sound could be captured and reproduced. And Albert Einstein wondered, what if I rode on a beam of light? Scientists observe the world around them and pose questions. As Unitarian Universalists, we too can ask questions that spark change. War Games is a movie that came out way before my time. In that movie, a teenager hacks into the US aerospace defense system like it's a game and accidentally triggers an arms race between countries leading to a world war. President Reagan asked his chief person if that could actually happen. Chief Vassie said he would look into it. And then he came back a week later and said, it's much worse than you'd think. That question led us to find a solution to secure the US against future attacks. 15 months later, he started a confidential national security directive titled National Policy on Telecommunications and Automated Information Systems Security. That was the beginning of this discussion that would become known as cyber warfare. Our national defense against cyber attacks all started with a question: could that happen to us? We ask questions because we want to engage with the world around us. We want to learn about people. We want to learn new things because we are curious individuals with many questions. Please join us in singing our Doxology, for all that dwells below the sky. We now take a moment to honor the joys and sorrows of this community, knowing that we are all interconnected and that what affects one affects us all. We have an anonymous sorrow for students, especially trans, whom school is becoming an increasingly unwelcoming environment in the wake of SB 12. We light a candle this morning to honor all the joys and sorrows which have gone unspoken and reside only in our hearts. As we enter our time of shared prayer and meditation, I challenge you to think of 5 things you are grateful for this week. Begin to relax, take a deep breath, reconnecting with the present moment. As you breathe in slowly, breathe in the curiosity of life, holding that energy within you. When you breathe out, exhale the wonder you feel for the world around you. A few questions to meditate over. Simply notice the feelings that come to mind with each inhale and exhale. Are you content where you are in life? Do you feel like you're rushing ahead or waiting for an invitation? Who in your life is deserving of thanks or praise? How did we get here? Blessed be.
Knowledge, they say, drives wonder from the world. They say it's still, although the dust's ablaze, with marvels at their feet, while Newton's lost foretell that knowledge one day shall be song. We seem like children wandering by the shore, gathering pebbles colored by the wave, while the great sea of truth from sky to sky stretches before us, boundless unexplored.
Our second reading from George Carlin. The late comedian George Carlin is having a cultural movement. If Carlin had a single rallying cry, it was "question everything." He once remarked, "Nobody questions things in this country anymore." He added that many Americans were too quick to accept what they were being told by advertisers, politicians, or religious institutions. Don't just teach children to read, Carlin advised his parents, teach them to question everything they read. This message has long resonated with me because I, too, am a big believer in the power of questioning. Often, when I talk about questioning, I cite Carlin's mantra and sometimes pair it with this quote from another hero of mine, the astronomer Carl Sagan. If we're not willing to ask skeptical questions, then we are up for grabs for the next charlatan, political or religious, who comes ambling along.
I need to know the nature of the demons that possess man's soul. I need to know why man's content to let them make him less than whole. Why does he revel in murder and madness? What is it makes him be less than he should? Why is he doomed not to reach his potential? His soul is black when he turns his back upon God. I need to find a way to get inside the tortured mind of man. I need to try to separate the good and evil if I can. Why does a wise man take leave of his senses? Where is that fine line where sanity melts? When does intelligence give way to madness? A moment comes when a man becomes something else. I need to know why man plays his strange double game, his hand always close to the flame. It's a deal with the devil he cannot disclaim, but what's his aim? I need to know. Dear God, guide me, show me how to succeed with your wisdom inside me. Henry Jekyll will follow wherever you lead. I need to see the truth other men cannot see, to be things that others can't be. Give me courage to go where no angel will go, and I will go. I need to know.
You might have noticed the title shift on the screen from the importance of asking questions to the value of asking questions. While importance is about impact and necessity, value is about the specific, often subjective worth or desire assigned to something. For this next section, I'd like to talk about how asking the right questions can be used as a tool to bring people together. Behind me are 3 starter questions. You can choose one of them or ask one of your own. For a moment, turn to someone near you, perhaps someone you don't know, and then ask them a question. See where it leads. What do you learn? Discuss and explore. Then I'll ask a few questions. Raise your hand if you learned something interesting about the person you talked to through asking a question. Raise your hand if asking that question led to a follow-up question. Raise your hand if you feel you got a little bit closer with the person you talked to. My point is, questions create connection, and asking the right questions can deepen that connection. Let's say a friend wants to tell you about this great vacation they just had. We went here, we saw this, we saw that, and we did this. Suppose all you said was, wow, neat, that's really great. You would be taking in the story, but nothing comes out of it. What happens when you begin to ask questions? What was that experience like for you? How did that make you feel? Was it better than you expected? Would you ever go again? Asking questions like these during someone's story signals that not only you are listening, but that you are interested in what they have to say. I got an A on the test. That's great. Conversation's now closed. Let's try that again. I got an A on the test. Did that surprise you? Or were you expecting such a good grade? The conversation has now just begun. The other person tells you how much they studied or didn't, how nervous they were during test taking, or if they weren't, what their expectations were, and maybe what they learned. In the first half of my sermon, I talked about how different types of questions serve different purposes. But sometimes, even changing just one word can change the entire meaning of a question. What's the meaning of life? What makes life meaningful? How are you? How are you doing? Who am I? Who am I really? Claude Lévi-Strauss said, "The wise man doesn't give the right answers, he poses the right questions." Now, I have this big pet peeve of mine. When you meet someone, a common greeting is, "Hi, how are you?" Now, I have debated with my friends on this topic, and you are more than welcome to debate me too, but I believe the question, "How are you?" feels hollow. When someone asks me, "How are you?" I think that they either don't know me very well or don't have the time to engage in a deeper conversation. Asking personal questions allows so much more meaningful conversation to form. An example of a question that would get the other person to open up would be, instead of asking, "How are you doing?" you could instead, perhaps, recall their struggle with finding employment following a mass layoff at their last corporate job. "Hey, I heard you went in for a job interview last weekend. How did that go? Do you think you're more likely to exceed in this position than your last? I imagine you're apprehensive going in. Did mock interview questions help?" These questions open up so many more possibilities and allow genuine conversation to form. Now, I want to hear from all of you as Unitarian Universalists. What questions do you think about compared to other religions or denominations? You can take a moment to think about it. If you have any ideas, you can raise your hand. One of the questions I often wonder about is, what is the importance of the chalice? What does it symbolize? Miss Sarah? That's a good question. How to engage with people of different backgrounds. Yes. What can I do to make a difference? That's a good one. Yes?
How do we expand and reach other people who share our values, but might be differently?
That's a good question. What was the question again? Sorry. I swear I'm listening. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I've heard from some adults that asking questions often has a negative stigma in society. Some people view asking questions and saying, "I don't know," as a sign of weakness, when really it's the opposite. The people who can step forward with honesty and integrity to ask the right questions are really the most courageous ones. Asking questions opens up opportunities, after all. So, to sum it up, asking questions in our conversations build relationships and our connections with one another. Asking questions shows us that we live in an interconnected world where curious beings thrive and no one knows everything. So why exactly do we ask questions? Because, as you've seen today, asking questions has a unique power that brings us together. Asking questions can break barriers between people of different views of all types and show us how we're all interconnected. Asking questions sets us on journeys toward discovering new things in all aspects of our lives. We ask questions because, well, it's fun, it's engaging, it's simply human nature. I hope you can use at least one thing you learned today to make a positive difference in someone else's life.
And now we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not our commitment to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously. This we do because we envision a beloved community filled with compassion, helping all to thrive in a just world. And you had a word you wanted to say?
I would also like to give a massive thank you to my mother, who drove to California and back in 3 days to be here, and has been my greatest motivation towards not giving up on this.
Praise the source of faith and learning that has sparked and stoked the mind with a passion for discerning how the world has been designed. Let the sense of wonder flowing from the wonders we survey keep our faith forever growing and renew our need to pray. Source of wisdom, we acknowledge that our science and our art and the breadth of human knowledge only partial truth impart. Far beyond our calculation lies a depth we cannot sound, where the purpose for creation and the pulse of life are found. May our faith redeem the blunder of believing that our thought has displaced the grounds for wonder which the ancient prophets taught. May our learning curb the error which unthinking faith can breed, lest we justify some terror with an antiquated creed. Praise the minds who probe the heavens, praise for strength to breathe the air, praise for all that beauty leavens, praise for science, music, prayer, praise for justice and compassion, and for strangers, neighbors, friends, praise for hearts and
We extinguish this flame. Oh, Is it not in there? Oh. Wait, where's the... Oh. One moment. Okay. In your life, may you know the holy meaning, the mystery that breaks into every moment. May you live at peace with your world and at peace with yourself. And may the love of truth guide you in your everyday. Amen.